Apple, the tech giant renowned for its sleek devices and user-friendly interfaces, has once again pushed the boundaries of innovation with its latest creation, Apple Intelligence. This sophisticated artificial intelligence system, embedded within the latest iPhone, iPad, and Mac updates, promises to revolutionize how we interact with our devices. Apple Intelligence learns your habits, anticipates your needs, and seamlessly integrates into your digital life. However, this groundbreaking technology has sparked a debate, with users questioning the implications for their privacy, the environment, and even the functionality of their beloved Apple devices. The release of iOS 18.3 and macOS 14.2 brought Apple Intelligence to the forefront, automatically enabling the feature for all users. While many have embraced the convenience and personalization offered by this AI assistant, a growing number of users are expressing concerns and seeking ways to disable or limit its influence. This guide delves into the reasons behind this growing movement, providing a balanced perspective on the benefits and drawbacks of Apple Intelligence. We will explore the potential privacy implications, the environmental impact of such advanced AI systems, and address the functionality issues reported by some users. Furthermore, this guide provides a clear and concise step-by-step guide for disabling Apple Intelligence on your iPhone, iPad, and Mac, empowering you to take control of your digital life. Whether you choose to embrace the full potential of Apple Intelligence or opt for a more privacy-conscious approach, this guide equips you with the knowledge and tools to make informed decisions about your technology. Join us as we navigate the evolving landscape of AI and empower you to strike a balance between innovation and personal values. Apple has long positioned itself as a champion of privacy, emphasizing its commitment to protecting user data. With Apple Intelligence, the company assures users that their personal information remains secure, processed locally on their devices, rather than being sent to remote servers. This approach, known as on-device processing, aims to minimize the amount of data leaving your device, theoretically reducing the risk of unauthorized access or breaches. Apple emphasizes that your data is used solely to enhance your user experience, not for targeted advertising or other potentially intrusive purposes. However, the very nature of Apple Intelligence, which relies on analyzing your behavior and preferences, raises valid privacy concerns for some users. While Apple maintains that your data is anonymized and aggregated, the idea of a system constantly learning your habits and predicting your actions can feel intrusive. This concern is further amplified by the lack of transparency regarding the specific data points collected and how they are used to train and improve Apple Intelligence's algorithms. Users are left to trust Apple's assurances without fully understanding the inner workings of this complex AI system. The debate surrounding the potential privacy implications of Apple Intelligence highlights a broader societal shift, as individuals grapple with the implications of increasingly sophisticated AI systems permeating their lives. The convenience and personalization offered by these technologies often come at the cost of surrendering personal data, blurring the lines between innovation and intrusion. Ultimately, the decision of whether to embrace Apple Intelligence or seek alternative solutions hinges on individual comfort levels with data privacy and the perceived trade-offs between convenience and control. The rapid advancement of artificial intelligence promises unprecedented technological advancements, but comes at a significant environmental cost. The computational power required to train and operate AI models demands vast amounts of energy, contributing to the global carbon footprint. This energy consumption stems from massive data centers housing the servers that power these AI systems. While Apple has transitioned its data centers to renewable energy, the scale of AI computing remains a challenge. Training a single large language model can be equivalent to the lifetime emissions of 5 cars. This raises concerns about the sustainability of widespread AI adoption. The environmental impact of AI also includes the production and disposal of electronic devices. Mining rare earth minerals raises ethical concerns about resource depletion and environmental degradation. The short lifespan of electronics leads to growing e-waste, leaching harmful chemicals into the environment. It is crucial to acknowledge and address AI's environmental footprint. Tech giants are making efforts to mitigate their impact, but a collective effort is needed for sustainability. Users can help by opting for energy-efficient devices and supporting sustainable practices. While Apple Intelligence promises a seamless and intuitive user experience, the reality has been less than perfect for some early adopters. Online forums and social media platforms are abuzz with reports of glitches, inconsistencies, and frustrating encounters with this nascent AI system. Users have reported instances where Apple Intelligence misinterpreted their intentions, leading to unexpected or unwanted actions. For example, attempting to dictate a simple text message can sometimes result in a jumbled mess of words, as the AI struggles to keep pace with natural speech patterns. These functionality issues, while often more amusing than debilitating, highlight the inherent challenges of developing truly intelligent and reliable AI systems. Apple Intelligence, despite the company's rigorous testing and development process, is still in its early stages, and like any new technology, it is prone to hiccups. The system relies on complex algorithms that attempt to mimic human cognition, a task that remains a significant challenge for even the most advanced AI. Furthermore, the effectiveness of Apple Intelligence is heavily reliant on the quality of data it receives. Inconsistent or incomplete data, variations in user behavior, and the ever-evolving landscape of language and context all pose significant challenges for AI systems. While Apple Intelligence is designed to learn and adapt over time, these adjustments take time and require a constant stream of new data to refine its algorithms. While these functionality frustrations may deter some users from fully embracing Apple Intelligence, it is essential to remember that AI is an iterative process. With each update and iteration, Apple Intelligence is likely to become more accurate, reliable, and seamlessly integrated into our digital lives. As users provide feedback and the system gathers more data, these early growing pains are likely to subside, paving the way for a truly transformative AI experience. Section 5. Disabling on your iPhone and iPad. If you've decided that Apple Intelligence isn't quite ready for prime time or simply prefer a more hands-on approach to your digital life, disabling this feature on your iPhone or iPad is a straightforward process. Apple, despite its enthusiasm for AI, understands that not all users are comfortable relinquishing control to algorithms and provides a simple way to toggle this feature on or off. Follow these steps to reclaim your digital autonomy. First, locate the Settings app. The first step is to find the Settings app on your iPhone or iPad home screen. It's typically represented by a grey icon with a gear image. Tap on it to open the Settings menu. Next, navigate to Apple Intelligence and Siri. Once inside the Settings menu, scroll down the list of options until you find Apple Intelligence and Siri. This section houses all the controls related to Apple's AI assistant and its associated features. Tap on it to proceed. Finally, disable Apple Intelligence. Within the Apple Intelligence and Siri settings, you'll find a toggle switch next to Apple Intelligence. If the switch is green, it indicates that Apple Intelligence is currently active on your device. To disable it, simply tap on the toggle switch. It will turn white, signifying that Apple Intelligence is now turned off. By following these steps, you've successfully disabled Apple Intelligence. Your device will no longer collect data for AI processing, and all previously stored data related to Apple Intelligence will be deleted. Alright, now let's talk about reclaiming control of your Mac. It's essential to understand that you have the power to decide what information you share. By diving into your system preferences, you can turn off features that you don't need or want. This can make a significant difference in how your data is handled. Remember, it's your Mac, and you should be in control. Moving beyond Apple Intelligence, it's crucial to explore other tools and settings that can enhance your privacy. There are numerous third-party applications designed to help you manage your data better. These tools can offer additional layers of security and give you more control over your digital footprint, so don't hesitate to look beyond the default options. Ultimately, your data is your choice. You have the right to decide how much you want to share and with whom. By being proactive and making informed decisions, you can protect your privacy. Take advantage of the settings available to you and don't be afraid to tweak them to suit your comfort level. It's all about making choices that align with your preferences. Striking a balance between convenience and privacy is key. While some features of Apple Intelligence can be incredibly useful, it's important to weigh them against your privacy concerns. Find a middle ground where you feel comfortable with the level of data you're sharing. After all, the goal is to enjoy your technology without compromising your privacy. So, take the time to adjust settings and find that perfect balance.
Hey, what's up guys? MKBHD here. So, the rumor mill has been buzzing about the next iPhone SE, and we've got our hands on some dummy units that are giving us a sneak peek at what might be in store. Now keep in mind, these are just dummies, so things could definitely change before the official release. But, based on what we're seeing, there are 3 rumored features that might be missing from the iPhone SE 4. We're talking about some key features that have been popping up on flagship iPhones, and a lot of people were hoping to see them trickle down to the more affordable SE line. Don't get me wrong, the SE has always been about delivering that core iPhone experience at a great price, but it looks like Apple might be holding back on a few things this time around. So, let's dive in and take a closer look at these potentially missing features, see what's up, and why Apple might be making these decisions. You know, I'm all about that tech, so we're gonna break it all down and see if these missing features are deal breakers or if the iPhone SE 4 could still be a winner. Alright, first up on our list of potentially missing features is the Dynamic Island. Now, if you've been living under a rock, the Dynamic Island is Apple's clever way of integrating software and hardware around the front-facing camera. It's this fluid, shape-shifting area that can display notifications, alerts, and even interactive elements. It's been getting a lot of love since it debuted on the iPhone 14 Pro, and for good reason. It's slick, it's intuitive, and it just elevates the whole iPhone experience. Now, there were rumors swirling that Apple might bring the Dynamic Island to the iPhone SE 4, which would have been a huge deal. I mean, it would have made the SE even more competitive in the mid-range market, especially against those Android phones that have had punch-hole cutouts and even under-display cameras for a while now. But looking at these dummy units, it's looking less likely that we'll see the Dynamic Island on the SE 4. 9to5Mac actually leaked an image a while back that seemed to confirm this, showing a more traditional notch design instead of that pill-shaped cutout. And you know, from a design perspective, it's kind of a bummer. The Dynamic Island is just so much more modern and sleek compared to the notch, but from a practical standpoint, it's understandable why Apple might be hesitant to include it on a more budget-friendly phone. I mean, that Dynamic Island tech probably adds some cost to the manufacturing process, and Apple's all about keeping the SE line affordable. Plus, there's the whole software integration aspect. The Dynamic Island is deeply integrated into iOS 16, and it's possible that Apple wants to keep it exclusive to their higher-end phones for now, at least until they can figure out a way to implement it cost-effectively on a larger scale. So, while it's disappointing that the Dynamic Island might be a no-show on the SE 4, it's not entirely surprising. It's all about balancing those premium features with an attractive price point, and it seems like Apple's erring on the side of affordability this time around. Okay, so we just talked about how the Dynamic Island might be a no-go on the iPhone SE 4, and unfortunately that leads us to our next potentially missing feature, a more modern notch design. Yeah, you heard that right. Dummy images from Rumoured are indicating that Apple might stick with the same old notch we've been seeing for years on the SE 4. Now I know what you're thinking, MKBHD, the notch, seriously? In 2023? I hear you, I really do. The notch was cutting edge back when it first debuted on the iPhone X, but it's starting to show its age. We've seen Android manufacturers really step up their game with punch-hole cutouts, under-display cameras, and even pop-up mechanisms, all in an effort to maximize that screen real estate. And while the notch on the SE 4 is rumored to be slightly smaller than previous generations, it's still a pretty significant interruption on the display. It's like going from a modern, open-concept kitchen back to a cramped one with a big, bulky island in the middle. It's functional, sure, but it's not exactly inspiring. So why is Apple sticking with the notch on the SE 4? Well, again, it likely comes down to cost. Implementing a more advanced display technology, whether it's a punch hole or an under-display camera, would add to the manufacturing cost, and Apple's all about keeping that SE price tag as competitive as possible. Plus, there's the whole brand consistency thing. Apple's been pretty consistent with its design language across its iPhone lineup, and keeping the notch on the SE4 helps to maintain that visual identity. It's like saying, hey, even though this is our most affordable iPhone, it's still a part of the family. But, honestly, in 2023, it's getting harder to justify that trade-off. The notch is starting to feel like a relic from the past, and it's a shame that Apple might be holding back the SE4 in the design department. Alright, let's move on to our final potentially missing feature, and this one's for all you mobile photography enthusiasts out there. Rumors are suggesting that the iPhone SE4 might miss out on some of the advanced camera features found in Apple's higher-end models. Now, the SE has always been about delivering a solid camera experience at an affordable price, but it's never really been a flagship killer in the photography department. And from the looks of it, that trend might continue with the SE4. We're talking about features like a telephoto lens, which gives you that optical zoom capability for those close-up shots, or maybe even the LiDAR scanner, which has been a game-changer for augmented reality applications and even improved autofocus in low-light conditions. These are features that have become pretty standard in the flagship smartphone world, and it would have been awesome to see them make their way to the SE4. I mean, imagine the possibilities for mobile photographers and content creators on a budget. But alas, it seems like Apple might be reserving those cutting-edge camera features for their more expensive iPhones. And honestly, it makes sense from a business perspective. Apple wants to create a clear distinction between its product tiers, and camera technology is a key differentiator. By keeping some of those advanced features exclusive to the higher-end models, Apple's incentivizing customers to spend more if they want the absolute best camera experience. And for those who prioritize affordability, the SE4 is still likely to offer a capable camera that can capture great photos and videos for everyday use. But still, it's a bit of a bummer that the SE4 might not be the camera powerhouse that some of us were hoping for. It would have been a real game changer to see Apple pack in some serious camera tech into a more affordable package. So there you have it, 3 rumored features that might be missing from the iPhone SE4. No dynamic island, potentially stuck with the notch, and maybe some camera compromises. What do you guys think? Are these deal breakers for you? Or is the potential for a more affordable iPhone still appealing even with these missing features? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching. In a pivotal move, former President Donald Trump signed 5 executive orders on January 27, 2025. These orders impact military policies, including a ban on transgender individuals serving, and the elimination of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Critics decry these as discriminatory, while supporters argue they enhance military readiness. The real-world impact of these policies remains to be seen. The executive order reinstating the ban on transgender individuals serving in the military is one of the most contentious of Trump's recent actions. This order prohibits individuals who identify with a gender different from their birth sex from enlisting or serving in the military. The rationale provided for this policy is the assertion that transgender individuals may pose challenges to military readiness and overall effectiveness, with particular emphasis on mental fitness concerns. The order goes beyond mere service prohibition, enforcing strict controls on gender expression within the military. Critics argue that this ban is discriminatory and undermines the values of inclusivity and diversity that many believe are essential to a modern military force. They point to studies suggesting that transgender individuals can serve effectively without compromising military readiness. The broader implications of this ban have sparked intense debate among policymakers, legal experts, and advocacy groups. Trump's executive order eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion programs within the military marks another significant policy shift. This order seeks to remove any race or sex-based preferences within the military, arguing that such measures are discriminatory. The order mandates a comprehensive internal review to identify and rectify any discrimination resulting from DEI practices. Proponents of this order argue that the focus should be on developing military skills and readiness rather than engaging in social engineering. They claim that DEI programs can foster division and resentment, rather than fostering true equality and cohesion within the ranks. By removing these programs, the order aims to create a more unified and focused military environment. Opponents of this order argue that DEI initiatives are vital for addressing systemic inequalities and ensuring that the military reflects the diversity of the nation it serves. Critics fear that eliminating DEI programs could exacerbate existing disparities and hinder efforts to create a truly equitable military. Another of Trump's executive orders focuses on the reinstatement of military personnel who were discharged for refusing to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. This order addresses the contentious issue of vaccine mandates, which have been a source of political and legal debate throughout the pandemic. By allowing these service members to return, the administration signals a shift in policy towards individual choice and medical autonomy within the military. The reinstatement process outlined in the order is designed to facilitate the return of those who were discharged, ensuring that their previous service records remain intact. Supporters of this order praise it as a victory for personal choice and a correction of what they see as overreach during the pandemic. They argue that individuals should not be penalized for making personal medical decisions, particularly when those decisions are based on concerns about vaccine safety or efficacy. Critics, however, express concern about the implications of this order for public health and military readiness. In addition to the personnel-focused executive orders, Trump has initiated the development of an American Iron Dome missile defense system. This order mandates the exploration and potential implementation of a domestic missile defense system inspired by Israel's Iron Dome technology. The goal is to enhance national security by providing a robust defensive capability against missile threats, thereby protecting critical infrastructure and civilian populations. Proponents argue that such a system is essential for addressing emerging threats and maintaining national security in the face of evolving geopolitical challenges. Critics of this initiative raise concerns about the cost and feasibility of developing a domestic missile defense system of this magnitude. They question whether the resources required for this project could be better allocated to other defense priorities or domestic needs. Additionally, there are concerns about the potential for escalating arms races and increasing global tensions as countries respond to new military capabilities. The development of the American Iron Dome is likely to be closely scrutinized by experts and policymakers. Among the more symbolic of Trump's executive orders is the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. This order directs federal agencies to participate in events and educational programs marking this significant historical milestone. The order aims to promote awareness and education about the Holocaust, emphasizing the need to combat anti-Semitism and ensure that such atrocities are never repeated. It calls for collaboration with international partners, Holocaust remembrance organizations, and educational institutions to foster a deeper understanding of these historical events. Critics of this order may question the timing and motivation behind the initiative, viewing it as an attempt to garner political support or distract from more controversial policies. However, supporters argue that the commemoration is a necessary and meaningful step in promoting historical awareness and preventing the resurgence of hate and intolerance. The issue of transgender military service has been a contentious topic in recent years, reflecting broader societal debates about gender identity and inclusivity. A 2016 Department of Defense survey estimated that approximately 8,980 active duty and 5,727 reserve troops identified as transgender. Between 2016 and 2021, the Pentagon spent over $15 million on transgender medical care for service members, including approximately $3.1 million for 243 gender reassignment surgeries. In 2017, Trump announced a ban on transgender individuals serving in the military, citing concerns about military readiness and medical costs. This policy was met with legal challenges and was ultimately overturned by the Biden administration in 2021, which implemented guidelines allowing transgender individuals to serve openly. Advocates for transgender rights argue that individuals should be allowed to serve based on their abilities and qualifications, regardless of gender identity. They highlight the contributions of transgender troops and the importance of inclusivity in fostering a diverse and effective military force.